Welcome to Edwell Programs. Before we dive into the PMP exam and what it takes to pass it, I would like to start with a quick look at what we cover over this 35-hour course. Let's begin. Since you have never taken this exam before, knowing the types of questions you might see is a good place to start. On the PMP exam, the types of questions you're going to see will overwhelmingly be multiple choice. They will be contextual, asking you to pinpoint where you are in the project lifecycle. Many will be long-winded situational questions, and the exam will provide you typically 4 answers to choose from. Since there may be more than one correct answer, you can usually knock out 2 through a careful reading. If it's a question or scenario you absolutely don't know, mark them for review and tackle them later. You will have hotspot as well as drag and drop questions. Hotspot questions might show you a risk register or some other chart. It may list several risks of a hypothetical project. The question may ask you to determine the probability or impact of a particular risk and why you should focus on that first. That's what we call a hotspot in a project. On the latest exam, questions requiring math or the memorization of formulas are rare. Instead, the vast majority of questions will be situational. These questions present a realistic project scenario, ask you to identify the problem, and then require you to choose the best course of action. Some situational questions will include extreme or irrelevant information. These are called red herrings and are designed to throw you off. Same with oddly worded questions. Questions in this test were in many cases written by committee. With every new version of the PMP, questions are revised and reviewed. Over time, the questions become unrecognizable from their original intent, and thus become oddly worded. Is there a simple way to put all of these situational exam questions into context? We think there is a simple analogy to help. That analogy is American football, and you are the team's coach. Now, as you are more than aware, every coach has a playbook. In that playbook are schemes designed for every situation over a 4-quarter game. If it's the final 2 minutes of the half, then you might choose a play from a list with the desired outcome. If it's sudden death, you might choose a very different play from that very same book. Well, in our class, we're going to teach you the PMP playbook. You saw the exam playbook earlier in the class agenda. During the real exam, you're going to have to read the situation and then choose the right answer for that specific question. But just like in a football game, if you don't know the PMP exam content forwards and backwards, then there's little chance of you sizing up the situation correctly and even less chance of coming up with the right answer to it. Hopefully, this brief video gives you a sense of what to expect in an Edwell class and on the exam. Join an in-person or live online training class today. In any Edwell class, we'll spend 35 hours covering exactly what it takes to pass the PMP exam.